Welcome back. This is M-Dog. I have recently had folks asking me about carp fishing at Bear. And so I thought I would try one of the go-to spots here is 4450. So that's where we're sitting here. We're using strawberry baits. This is really interesting. Remind me to come back and tell you about single strawberry versus double strawberry. There's something about Bear. It seems to do better with single corn sometimes. Now it's limited testing, but so far that seems to be the case for me right now. So I wanted to try this spot. If you are new to Bear, I know some folks that had been using my leveling guide when that was active, which we've kind of finished that up at this point. But folks have been saving to get their carp gear going, and then once they get it, they want to know, like, well, where should I try fishing at Bear? And this is definitely one of the spots. I'm not saying this spot is always active. It certainly isn't, but it is often active. And a place where you can catch some fish. Now, I will tell you, let's go ahead and do this by weight. 15, 15, and those are the only two carp we've caught. We did catch a tench, 15, which means that this rod here, which has 20 on it, has been sitting there for a long time and not caught a single fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one to the setup that I think might be ideal, which is a 1/0 hook, strawberry 15, and we actually want to go single corn. So this one, not the double, this one. Strawberry 15 pop up, strawberry red corn. We're at 24, 23, 24 clips, something like that. I think this is actually the setup we want to settle on. That's what this third one is, except this has a large one hook instead of a 1/0 hook. This middle one has the 2 corn on there, and I am thinking that is not the way to go. I'm making this decision on the fly, but it just seems like Bear is more interested in the single corn, at least for me right now. And this is a limited test. I mean, I fished here overnight, and then I've seen a few fish here in the morning, but mostly what you're catching is crucian and gibbles. But there are some grass carp. You've got the possibility of tench, black carp, grass carp, maybe commons, but probably see a pretty high percentage of the grass and black carp. So again, 23, 24 clip. I can show you the PVA I'm using. This is an old PVA I've had, but the new PVA I made, but I haven't switched to it yet because we haven't used up the old stuff, is this one. And I crushed up some 15 boilies. Threw in some strawberry pellets. I think that should work pretty nice for this spot. But I decided to use up an old stack first, which is similar. So again, this is 4450. We are right here at E5 on the map, kind of casting in this direction. Very, very popular spot. If you want a second spot, it's going to be down here. We'll see if I can spot it. Is this it? 4560? Actually not sure if that's it. What is that second really famous spot? 5563. Yeah, this looks like it, right? Alright, and you actually cast at about a 21 clip right through those weeds. You can also do it on this side, but I like casting from over here. 5563, about 21 clip, just like that. Kind of right on the edge of that 3.5, in that direction at least. That can also be a really good spot here at Bear. If you're only going to try 2 spots, Is that true? Maybe. I mean, these two spots, then there's also a spot down here that can be really good. I don't remember those coordinates either. But anyway, there's definitely some good spots at Bear. I saw someone yesterday like, oh, Bear's been nerfed. It's not worth fishing there. I mean, just give it a minute and a half, you know. Spots change, places get hot, then they slow down a little bit. It's not like it's permanent that you can't fish at Bear anymore. Bear's fine. Just got to figure out the right spots and the right baits. It's all good. But if you are lower level, can't fish at Amber yet, but you've got some starter carp gear set up, like maybe a caliber. Let's see what this is. Is this another grass carp? It's got a little strength to it. And by the way, if you do have that starter carp gear, oh, it's a black carp, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. This is what you want. This is what we're after. That is beautiful. Is this the one that still has the large one hook on it? I think we'll go ahead and change this, and then we'll have all three of them. Well, that did catch a tench. Maybe we'll keep this one. Maybe we'll keep this one. You don't mind seeing that. You don't mind seeing tench come out. What you get a little nervous about is the all the crucian gibbles, right? Now, here's the truth. If you are low level, the setup you're going to have is, if you've saved up and been really efficient about it, the set you have is going to be more like this, although I don't know where my caliber 60s are. They might be on the match rods, or they might be on a spinning rod. There's the Targera. We don't want to keep that set up like that. Oops. Let me go ahead and set up a starter rod for you. First, I need to find the... Where's our match? Guarantee you it's on one of these. Alright, there's the big boy caliber. Where's the little boy caliber? There it is. Alright. So, classic pop-up. Throw on the caliber 60. I'm really stumped here. Just give me a second. Is it really caliber 80? I guess it's caliber 80. I don't know. Anyway, this caliber. We'll see what we got here. Let's catch the fish real quick. That is so weird. Isn't it weird how your brain works? Okay, so this has a max drag of 15.5. So what I would go to is lead core and decide what lead core am I going to use. Well, for me, I might do 18.1. So that means on a leader, we want this to be right around that same thing, 18.1. So if I want line, I need braided line so we don't get spooled, just to be on the safe side. So we probably want to go, you know, somewhere around 19, 22.8 is fine. And then you know, put the rest of the stuff you need. Whatever you're going to do. probably want to use at least a 1 or a 2 hook, unless you're trying to go for tench. You can maybe do 4, but I'd probably still go 1. And if you're trying to get the best bite rate possible, you could just go with corn, but I think going like 15 with corn and dip. The problem is, of course, you're not going to have PVA. Bear is not typically as PVA sensitive as other places, so you can still fish here without PVA, probably be okay. Now, even with PVA, I'll say this spot's a little slow right now. It's not quite what you want it to be, but it's fine. So, yeah, something like that. But now, if you hit one of those big grass carp, even like a 20-kilo grass carp like the one we caught, you know, you're going to be holding on for dear life for a minute. You'll get it in, though. It'll be fine. It's just going to be a fun fight. It's kind of a starter, you know, carp setup. If you use anything less than this, again, you can still fish for carp, but you're asking for some long fights potentially. But there you have it. All right, let's see if we can see one more fish maybe. I don't know, it's getting a little late in the morning. We'll see if a fish jumps on pretty reasonably. I tell you what, let's go see how much silver we've made. Then we'll come back and check. Let's see, we want to go this way. Then we'll come back and check, see if we have a fish on. And then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, so I just wanted to test bear out. It's not great. It's not the best I've ever seen. But it's also not terrible. You know, chance of getting black carp. Catch some tench. Some big grass carp. I mean, it's 123 silver. It's not too terrible. It's not too terrible. It's definitely better at times, but if you want to experience carp fishing and you're lower level, you can at least start to experience it. It's going to be best in the mornings and the evenings. The rest of the day is going to be a little miserable. Overnight's going to be pretty slow. But I do think we have settled into the right baits, the right amount of corn, the right size boilies, hooks are right. I think this is the way to go. We've gotten the bite rate about as good as we can without just going straight corn or natural baits or something. And by the way, that's the other thing. Just throw out some potatoes. So if you don't have PVA, and if you don't have a rocket, by the way, that was a common carp. That's good to see. So common, grass carp, and black carp. I don't know if mirrors are going to show up, but you at least have a chance for 3 different carp here in this spot, which is nice. Yeah, just throw out one with some potatoes. Oh, look at that, right on cue. Oh, that's a leather actually. All right, so leather carp. Now we just need a mirror carp, and we've got everything other than the barbel. So if you don't have PVA, if you don't have the rocket, you can't feed the water with PVA, you know, dry mix, that kind of thing. You could at least try some ground bait, ground bait. Throw it out there, throw it as far as you can. You could try method. I don't know how well method would work here, but you could try it. If you have a way to feed the water, I would always feed the water. For carp fishing, even if it's not the exact recipe you're looking for, feeding the water is probably better than not. Just to try to attract as much activity as you can. But if you can't, you'll still get bites. It'll still be fine. You'll get to experience carp fishing. It just probably won't be quite as efficient, quite as fun. But I do like the idea of throwing like potatoes. Try potatoes. Try cheese. You know, some of the doughs. See what's got your best bite rate. And then it's easier to do like a loop rig. And so at least on that one you're able to feed. It might be worth throwing potatoes out on all 3. I don't know. There's a lot I haven't tried here, you know, with the spot the way it is currently. I know that right now the biggest black carp and probably grass carp seem to be coming out on strawberry stuff, so that's why I tested strawberry first. A lot of times cocoa and cream is a good option here. kind of the sweet or fruity stuff typically works pretty well. And you never know. Sometimes like the best spots at Bear are the best spots because of not only the black carp, but that chance of golden tench. So you can have a lot of fun at Bear. So anyway, this is what Bear's looking like right now. Not great, but a reasonable starter carp spot here at 44.50. It's worth testing out, worth playing around, seeing if you can get the bite rate up a little bit. But have some fun catching carp, especially if you've been saving a long time for the calibers and the Fortuna carp rod. All right, folks, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Tight lines.